Hello and welcome. My name is DW and this is my little slice of the internet I like to call Dub's Beauty Diary. Today we are doing my third update on Pan Those Eyeshadows. Nothing too exciting for this update, but if you are interested to see how I did, stay tuned. So we're going to start with the single eyeshadow I had, which was called Dragon's Egg by Hidden Cosmetics. You can kind of see that it's like a green, I wonder if you can see it better here, like a green pink duochrome, just a pigment. My goal for the single shadows is to use them each 5 times, and I have done that. I mostly use this as a liner a couple of times, all over the lid, which I did not like, and on my nails, which I have right now. And that was my favorite way to use it, actually, is my nails. It's not very bright or prominent, but it's kind of cute. So we will be rolling in a new single shadow for that one. The next one I have is, let's talk about this one. The Pat McGrath Mothership, and this is Sublime Mothership 2. And here's what we're looking like. I have not touched this palette. Haven't even opened it again since my last video until right there. So that's how that's going. The shade I rolled in is this really black one. It is called Extreme Black, and yeah, I haven't touched that or any other shadows in that palette yet. So there's that. Now we can talk about the palette that's been in my project the longest, which is the Lizzie McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of. So my goal for my palettes is to use every shadow at least once, and my focus shadow 20 times or hit pan. So my focus shadow is this one, Hello Fabulous. In the first month I used it 4 times. This month I've used it 3 more, so that's a total of 7, which is hilarious because I was so excited to get this palette and that shade specifically, and I've barely even touched it. I have used all of the shades in this palette at least once. I will have like a little thing up here that shows how many times each shade I've used. And then, yeah, so this is going to be staying in another month. Hopefully I can get some more use out of that Hello Fabulous shade. I really like the palette, I just don't have a lot of purple clothes, and I like to match my makeup to my clothes, so that's that. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Mini Zendo from Natasha Denona. The shade I rolled in was this one right here, Stark, I believe. Oh no, Stark is matte. So this metallic. Okay, yeah, I think this is Stark, this one. It's hard to tell on the back because I don't know if they are the way that you're supposed to be reading them, this way or this way. Anyway, this shade, Stark. I mostly used it for eyeliner, used it to deepen out the outer edge a few times. Once in my crease, I believe. But I've used that shade 9 times, so I've got 11 more times or to hit pan. I have used all of the other shades in this palette at least once, so my goal on that front is met. And the last eyeshadow I would like to talk about is from my e.l.f. Mint Melt, the chocolate mint one. It was this dark brown matte shade right here. I was supposed to use it 20 times. I've used it 14, and it's in my brows every time I've used it. A couple times also on my lower lash, but I've used every other color in here at least once. But the thing is with this palette, I'm going to be rolling it out because I don't like this palette. I'm going to declutter it. There's no sense in me keeping this just to use it 6 more times when I could pass it along. So I'm going to declutter this and be rolling in a new palette for my eyeshadows. So with that being said, it is time to roll in a single shade and a new palette. So let me grab my tablet. All right, I've got my tablet here. We're gonna do the single shadows first. I'm gonna go ahead and spin this wheel. Color Super Shock, Ultra Glitter, To Be Young and Beautiful Again. So I will be going to get that. And then we'll switch to the makeup palettes. And one on here as well. JSC Singles 9 pan. All right, let me go get those and I will be right back. All right, we're back. So I've got the palette here. This just has my Jeffree Star singles that I don't have in any other palettes. So there's 5. Let's go to my Tiny Decisions. Random number generator, excuse me. So minimum 1, maximum 5. Randomize 2. So that is this red shade because I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, red. It's called Blood Sugar. I do not like red eyeshadow, so we'll see. I did want to, Lisa Lobotomy had this series on her page about how she uses purple eyeshadow for an entire week because she doesn't like it. So she's trying to like ease into it and try to figure out how to use it to make it suit her eyes. And I was like, hey, maybe I should try that with red eyeshadow. Maybe I should because I just rolled in that red eyeshadow. Anyway, the Super Shock shadow that I got was from the Hocus Pocus collab. I believe this was last year's collab, I think. Anyway, it's called To Be Young and Beautiful Again, and it's ultra glitter. Mine was broken when it arrived. So let me just press that in here. This is what it looks like. Try to be very careful here. I got a bit on my finger. It's like an orangey, peachy type of vibe here. So yeah, that will be fun. I have a very interesting color story, I think. This will be a nice highlighter, actually. Do you see that? Yeah. I will show looks now. So for this look, I used the Dark Elf shade in my brows and on the lash line. The second shade in the Elf palette for the inner corner, I used the second shade in the Natasha Nona palette to set my lid, the 5th shade in that palette for my crease, the first shade in that palette, which is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows for the outer and the lash line, and the 3rd shadow in that palette for my lid. And then for this look, I used the same shadow in my brows and on the lash line, that Dark Elf one that I had in my project. Then I used the 3rd shadow in the Elf one for my crease, and the first one, the mint one, for my inner corner. Then I used Natasha Denona's 2nd shade for my lid setting shade, and then I had put my Maybelline 24 Hour Stay Bad to the Bronze all over my lid. For my next look, which I did not like, by the way, but I used that dark shade in the e.l.f. palette for my brows and lower lash. The second one in that palette for my crease. I also used Natasha Denona's, the second one for my lid shade, the fifth one for my crease, and the first one for my lower lash line. I used my single shadow, the Hidden Cosmetics Dragon's Egg on my lid, and I used e.l.f. Duo Cantaloupe Highlight for my inner corner. For my fourth look, I used the e.l.f. for my brows, the Natasha Denona Stark for the lower lash, the e.l.f. 3 color for my outer corner. I used the Natasha Denona second shade for a lid setter, the fourth shade for my lid, and the fifth shade for my crease. And then I used the e.l.f. Duo Cantaloupe Highlight in my inner corner again. This look was cute, but not my favorite. I was going to a Backstreet Boys concert, so I had to look a little early 2000s. I used the e.l.f. for my brows, the Hidden Cosmetics single shadow for my lower lash, the Natasha Denona second shade for my lid setting, Outfit Repeater from the Lizzie McGuire palette in my crease, Hello Fabulous on my lid, Outfit Rememberer for the crease and inner corner, all from the Lizzie McGuire palette. I think this one might be my favorite look I did this month. The e.l.f. dark shade for my brows. I used 24-hour Maybelline Stay Bad to the Bronze on my lid. I used the fifth shade in the Natasha Denona palette for my crease and lower lash. And I used the e.l.f. second shade for my inner corner. It's simple, but it's effective. And then I used that Hidden Cosmetics on my nails. But that is about it. Hopefully I can make some goals for next month. I am starting a couple new project pans, so I'm not sure what day I will be updating this anymore. I was aiming for the 1st, but I think some of the other ones are going to be posted on the 1st, so I might have to alter it a little bit. But that's okay. Maybe I can do it before or after. It's not really set in stone. I will have the creator and Lisa Lobotomy's videos in the description. I will post my playlist and my past videos also in there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe, I would love to have you here. I like to do project pans now and other eyeshadow related content mostly. I'm not like a huge complexion girl, mostly just eyeshadows. I like a lot of pretty things. But other than that, leave me a comment down below with what kind of combo you think I could do with this new color story on my eye to make it less dramatic, maybe. Less dramatic, yeah. All right, with that, I will let you guys all go, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.